Second shot off the face, and the third shot swinging it right into the jaw. Cyanide is down.
Sydney Steele now with ease, lifting Angelica up into the air, and we've got a regular chicken fight, folks. These two teams circling, and a bit of an unorthodox lockup as they shove them both to the mat. Electric chair inadvertently to Soraya Sawyer from Cato.
So who is Kevin Farrell?
So Kevin Farrell is a businessman. He's very poised, very handsome.
What do you know about Kevin Farrell?
Not much. I know he's a real hard-working guy, but not a whole lot.
So tell me a bit about Sydney Steele.
Sydney Steele, that guy. He's very strong and tough, and he is the type of person that doesn't go looking for trouble, but it always seems to find him. And he's a very tall, dark, and handsome kind of man.
Always the hardest working guy in the room. He's always killing it in his matches. He's always killing it in practice. He does so much for pure power wrestling in itself. It's crazy.
The name Sydney Steele, I actually lifted from a John Campbell John song called Sydney Steele about the closure of the steel factory in Sydney, Nova Scotia. I've loved wrestling my whole life. Back in, I'd say I've been watching wrestling as long as I can remember. I really can remember starting kind of 1996, 1997, really getting into wrestling, kind of that second, third grade level, which is, interestingly enough, the age that a lot of the PPW fans are. And it kind of grew from there. From, the time I was 12 or 13 on, it was really my number one interest. And when I was about 14 years old, living in Calgary, I got to go to a Stampede Wrestling event that they were putting on. And it was the first time I'd ever seen live independent wrestling on a small level, and just kind of getting to see those guys up close and personal. It was about the point that I decided that wrestling was what I wanted to do. What keeps me wanting to do it is it's never stopped being fun. It's been almost 10 years, or it's actually been more than 10 years, almost 11 years. And it's still fun. It's still a rush going out there to the ring. It is sort of like, having two lives, two personalities. The more buttoned down, more reserved Kevin Farrell, and then you get to a wrestling show, that music hits, and it's like flipping a switch, and Sydney Steele comes out. The fan favorite in this match. And it looks like he is ready to go. Collar and elbow tie up, center of the ring. Sydney Steele taking a wrist lock on Cato.
So I started watching wrestling when I was around 12 years old, just with my friends from school. I didn't keep up with it, I actually got out of it and didn't pick it back up until after high school. And then I started watching it again and remembering how much fun it was. It was kind of like just a reminder of my childhood, of Christmas morning. That's how I would kind of relate the feeling of watching wrestling too.
PPW has been around now for 7.5, almost 8 years. Still going strong, and really proud of the fact that we've seen a lot of growth over the last year. We've gone from a really small-time local pro wrestling company putting on one show a month at whether it be at the Fritzick or at the German Canadian Club where we are now. And over the last year, we've expanded quite a bit. We've begun running events in Tabor, in Milk River. We ventured out to Medicine Hat. We're heading to Vulcan here coming up shortly. And I'm really proud of the fact that we've been able to have that growth over the last year. And not every show is a successful one when we go on the road. There's a big difference between We've been very well received in a town like Tabor, where we're pretty regularly, just like in Lethbridge, putting 200 to 250 people in the Civic Center. And then go down the road to a town like Milk River and wrestle in front of 30 people. Go to Medicine Hat, and again, 30, 40 people if we're lucky, but it's a slow growth in a lot of these markets that have really never experienced pure power wrestling, and in some cases have never experienced any pro wrestling at all. So it's something, it's something I'm really proud to be doing, to be pushing pure power wrestling from a small local company to hopefully carving out a little bit of a territory that we can tour regularly and get guys regular work and a regular chance to perform in front of a crowd.